Hey guys, I'm always no, not really. This is the last little salad I made. Last of my dinner. I'm trying to finish it so I can get on with talking about what we're going to talk about today. I had to do the live tonight because I work tomorrow. So, anyway, I did a video last night, but I didn't get it uploaded. I was going to start it uploading this morning and I forgot. It was quite a long one, so I didn't want it to interfere. So, we're going to be covering quite a bit tonight. I'm gonna send out some so I'm gonna post and do a post. Sorry, I'm trying to answer a text. Excuse me. All right, so want to put a post out and let everybody know that I'm live. I have some exciting news tonight. I have some exciting news. I have finally started working on our website. I am on it's a site called 123, and I like it really well. It's gonna give me the option for the online store as well. And I'm still gonna do an Etsy store, and we're gonna talk about goals tonight and that kind of thing. Um, I'm just gonna start sharing all this stuff with my other son as well. I love him, but he kind of, yeah. She would contact us. I really do. I miss Christian a lot, but just gonna keep him in my prayers. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, so I started working on my website, and the website is just Faith First Farm and Homestead. I don't know if it's gonna be .com, or I'll let you guys know that down the road. But I am definitely working on the website. So hopefully people will show up. I don't know. We kind of have that problem every time, but as we keep going, I'm sure that we'll end up with more people. So I'm just really happy and really excited that, I'm actually getting some work in on my um website. Um Hi Mandy, if that's you. Anyway, so we do have things to cover. I'm gonna get into some of this stuff right now. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna get into some of this stuff right now. And I don't know, I mean, it might be kind of hit and miss with this stuff right tonight, because I have a lot to talk about as far as the um property and the farm and the homestead and that kind of thing goes tonight. So we'll just see how it goes. And I got a new little planner. And one of the things I really like in here is it has goal planning. And one of the things I started writing down here for our 3-month goals, have our website set up, and I'm working on that, and have our Etsy store started, and have our farm stand structure. And again, I'm just gonna buy a greenhouse for that. So pretty cool. I can't wait. Yeah, it's 6-month and 9-month and 12-month. Within a year, one of my goals within a year. Hi guys, I don't know who all's on, but hi. Say hi, guys. Let me know who's on, and uh, you know, where you're at or whatever. Um, just to give me a shout, to know who's there. Make sure you like the videos, because it'll let YouTube know. Oh, hey, how you doing? It'll let YouTube know that, people are watching, and it'll uh put it out there more for people. But one of my goals for within this next year is to actually be making money from the farm. From not just like selling eggs or anything like that. I mean, we have eggs for sale right now, so and if y'all need eggs, let me know because we have like 6 full dozen in the fridge. They're $3.50 a piece, not per egg, but per dozen. Um, I wouldn't go that far. That's just a bit much. Anyway, 6 they're see I they're $3.50 per dozen. Let me know if you need some. I will not ship eggs though. Sorry guys. So you got to at least be in Michigan. Sorry, Mandy. Um yeah, I within a year I definitely want to be starting to really be bringing in some income from the farm, like with farm babies. And we're talking chicks from chickens, and we will be getting more chickens. We're going to be getting a bigger coop, and I'm going to be kind of combining the two that we have, the one that me and Aaron built, along with the big one that we're getting. But chicks, which will be $5 a piece. And we will be getting some roosters with that flock that I'm going to be getting. Hopefully they'll get along. So hopefully within a year we'll be able to have chicks that we can sell. That we will have been able to hatch ourselves with our hens. That and the eggs and rabbits, baby rabbits, and I'm going to be definitely looking into getting our rabbit business started this spring. I do have a hutch I can use. I've got to do a few things to it, but I have one hutch I can use. I'm going to be looking into getting quail, and I mean, I'm even willing to sell those for like, a couple here and there for meat birds for people, probably $5 a piece, $7 a piece. The quail babies, once we start getting them, I'm going to sell those for like $3 a piece. I'm willing to sell quail eggs. We are getting ducks. I want to like aim to get them this spring. And duck eggs, a half a dozen. I'm going to be looking at $5 for a half a dozen. And probably $9 for a dozen, because that's what I paid for a dozen of them. So, and that was somebody I connected with through Marketplace. And then, I mean, that's what I'm kind of looking at. Well, the other thing that we're really going to be looking at for this spring is goats, dairy goats. And within a year, I would also like to be able to be selling, goat babies. And that's going to be one that I still have to read up a lot on, and I'll be doing a lot more informational videos on that. I need to do a lot more research on that myself. So one of my, main goals within a year is to be able to be making money from the farm. So I haven't really written down those goals in there yet, but I really kind of like this planner like quite a bit, and there's place for notes in the back, which I will probably use the heck out of. Contacts, that kind of thing. Yeah, so and then the farm stand itself this spring, we're gonna be looking at the ouch. Yeah. The cuttings. Jeez. Blah. The blackberry, the black raspberry, and elderberry cuttings. Now, if anybody would like any of those elderberry cuttings, and the elderberry bushes I would be getting them from, ah, um, the elderberry bushes I would be getting them from are down the road from us, and they have been producing for years, and the elderberries are really, really good. I just didn't get down there this year. This last year was just, I don't know, it was a very emotional year for me, and just had a lot going on. But that's in the past, and we're really looking towards, building up the farm and getting the actual farm going itself, and with definitely the goats and the bigger chicken coop, the bigger flock, the turkeys, guineas. Um, cool. Turkeys, guineas, the ducks, and the dairy goats, and the rabbits and the quail. The rabbits are going to be a big part of the business. Um, and then of course the farm stand. And the farm stand is going to have, I'm going to continue with like a lot of the craft items and that kind of thing on it. And, as I get stuff from the farm, they'll be available as well. And plant starts are going to be a big one. And I've got to get my greenhouse. Yeah. I need to get the pallets because I really want to build one. Because I really think that would be a great addition to our farm. Especially, how I started our channel, especially, and, just the low budget and all that. And I think it's going to really work into that. That's what I really want to do. So, and I would do that with a farm stand, but I kind of want the building structure, to be professional, that kind of thing. And I don't really have the money to get all the materials and stuff to build that. So, I mean, okay. I tend to stick with Amazon quite a bit, but I mean, I have Temu. I just haven't really gotten anything from there since we were in Oklahoma. But I'll check it out and check out their prices and stuff. So I know what I've been looking at through Amazon. The one that I found, the reason I chose it is because it's covered through Prime. So I don't have to pay for shipping. And it's like $2.96, I think. But I don't have to pay for shipping. So I don't know. I'll check it out. I guess it depends on what their shipping cost is. Uh, but the greenhouse structure I want for the farm stand, for like the indoor store part of it. The greenhouse itself, I'm actually willing to build the greenhouse. Because pallets, plastic, and some screws and a few other little things, it won't take much to actually build the greenhouse. I mean, for our greenhouse, but I want the structure, the other actual greenhouse, pre-built, pre-made greenhouse for our farm stand store. Because I want an actual store front for our farm stand stuff, because there's going to be a lot of craft stuff in it. So, Erica, you get a chance, come on out this summer and check out our farm stand, because there's going to be quite a bit more on it. Homemade stuff and probably stuff from the garden and hand painted stuff and hand painted glasses and handmade stuff, homemade soaps and homemade candles. So that's the other reason why I want the indoor structure part of it, is for, like the homemade candles and homemade soaps and that kind of thing. But anyway, so it's all part of the up and coming monthly goals here. Things that have been going on. I have kind of hit and miss over the last couple of weeks, or the last week, of checking out certain, like, writing down videos and stuff that I've watched on things that were going on.
Yeah, I remember that spice.
Oh, I definitely let you do let you do that. Maybe we could even root them out and you guys can grow them yourself. I'm also planning on getting the lilacs actually cut this year, so I can make some of the jellies and maybe even some of the soaps and stuff. So that'll be cool. Because I don't know, this last year was just really, really emotional for me. And I don't know if it was just because of the fact that we had, it was our first year back basically. And just all the emotional, just being back here and, all the family losses and everything, and just trying to make calm out of chaos in the house. And oh yeah, I have not done the lilac soap yet, but I'm planning on it, and I want to be able to dry the flowers, because you can use the dehydrator to dry the flowers and then just straight up add them to the soap while you're, like, melting it, because I just do the melt and pour soaps. I do need to get a double boiler specifically for the soap, because it did not do well trying to melt it in the microwave the last time. I did not like how that turned out. I mean, it turned out okay, it just took forever to get it the way I wanted it. And I don't know if it was that particular brand or if it was just, I don't know. I just didn't care for it. I need the double boiler for the soap, which I'm sure it would turn out a lot better. I'm actually thinking of bringing up the stuff for the off-grid stove and putting it together up here up front instead of leaving it out near the trailer, because I don't see us staying out in the trailer again. Just don't feel safe out there. I'm also thinking about doing some face-to-face, or like face-to-face, in-person, like, I don't want to say classes because that just doesn't sound right. Some in-person like times of like teaching and how to do the soap and um some other things that I've learned how to do. Maybe even like sewing and crocheting. That's the other thing that's going to be in the farm stand. It's another reason why I want the actual building for it, for a storefront, is because I'm going to have hand crocheted blankets in there, hand crocheted items, t-shirts that I've hand painted, hand sewn quilts, other hand sewn items in the actual store. So that's why I really need the building. But yeah, I actually want to do like a teaching thing, a face-to-face teaching thing on, like doing the soaps, and maybe I'll even do like a live or something while we're doing it. Um, anyway, as far as like, we all know what's going on out there. At least we should. There's so much behind everything that's going on. Talk to you later, Erica. Text me anytime. There's so much going on. And I know what we have to do, not just as a family, but as a farm and as a homestead, as a business. Especially like to be able to get everything that we need and to be able to survive what's going on and what's coming, because it's not going to be nice. But here's the first one. This is from Richie from Boston. Summoning Evil in America.
Yeah, I remember that's what I told her. It's happening again, buddy.
Yeah, this was what you were telling me. There, take a picture.
Hold on. I had to put it back to the beginning. Here we go.
You got to witness it.
Oh.
What was it?
Babe, we're getting so close.
What was it?
We're getting so close.
What did I just see?
Babe, do you have any idea how close we are?
Why, did you see it? Yeah, we.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It happened again.
What was it?
Yeah, I remember that's what I told her. It's happening again, buddy.
Yeah. This was what you were telling me.
There,
take a picture. This is crazy. It's coming from space. It's definitely.
What is it? It's over here too.
Follow it.
How is nobody else not noticing this right now? Praise you, Jesus Christ, Yeshua. And it just went this way, and it just like. How can you explain this? Oh, it's drones. Not. Something's going on. Oh, it's just floating over there.
Yeah, baby.
Babe, we are getting so close.
I don't know, but.
Another thing, when I get my the website going, I also want to host like online tutorials and stuff on the website. So, and see, that's going to be another way that, in this, I want to be able to do like enough of the overview of everything so you guys can go to the website and just learn how to do certain things. But for like in-depth studies of things, I'll probably charge some for that. And that'll be another way that we can make money from you know, our homestead and our knowledge and that kind of thing. But I'm really going to be diving into you know, like especially a lot more gardening knowledge, because we got to get this gardening thing down. Like, we have to. The fruit trees, the gardening. There is a big possibility that we could be able to get all of our fruit trees this spring, and I do mean all of them. So, and our orchard will be out that way to the west of the house where I showed you guys before. I might actually do a walkthrough of the property again tomorrow and talk to you guys about it. Well, obviously you have to use my phone for that. You know, and show you guys, you know, more of what we're thinking and that kind of thing. But I have a lot, you know, that we're going to be doing, that we've got going on. I've got to have ways we can make money. And this is my aim. And I got to sit down and present all this to Scott and, you know, try to help him fit into areas that he can help out and that kind of thing. So, I will be opening the art gallery this year. As soon as I have like 25 to 30 paintings. And I'm going to be working on those almost daily. So, starting tomorrow. I don't know, I might do a small one tonight. I don't know. It depends on the time. We'll see.
For the most part, they're right, but look how they all got strong. That's why I say, hey man, nice shot. Good shot, man. That's why I say, hey man, nice shot. A good shot, man.
This is just like, see if I can turn this so you guys can see it. There we go. That's better. Yeah, this is how Richie from Boston has his videos started out.
People took out their phones to record a
I
stream.
don't know if you guys have seen the new heater. That's the new heater. It actually works really.
Of a rocket launch from the European Space Agency. We got a bunch of videos sent in to WPRI.com/reported showing a hazy white S.
At least 4 commercial pilots
Better stop
reported
chewing on this
mysterious
blanket.
bright lights zipping through the skies above Oregon this past weekend. On Sunday night, a United Airlines pilot radioed air traffic control after spotting the unexpected lights in the Eugene area.
We're seeing 3 or 4 targets. You know, they're all altitudes up and down. It's pretty crazy.
A Lifelike pilot reported one of the lights was going in circles in a corkscrew pattern and showed off on his aircraft's collision avoidance system.
Red is color. Moving it. I don't even know how to describe that fast. You are cleared to maneuver as necessary along the right to avoid the UFO out there.
So here we are. We're at the very end of 2025, heading into 2026, and we have never seen so much push toward alien disclosure ever. The age of disclosure, Spielberg's new movie, Disclosure Day, where the woman's looking through a clearly torn veil.
Oh.
Well, I told you this years ago. I told you this was coming. I explained to you how we got there with things like Babylon working. Jet Propulsion
That's the other
Lab,
thing.
Jack Parsons, L. Ron Hubbard,
I'm
and
really
Aleister
gonna be
Crowley.
working on my
I'm going
weight.
to remind you because this is the most important
I
thing
mean,
that's ever
I'm really gonna be
happened.
working on it.
Because they're going to trick 95% of the population of Earth into believing that these are benevolent aliens here to help us with all their problems when they're actually demons. And these demons didn't end up here by accident. They were invited and it worked.
I find it odd that in Minnesota, in St. Paul, Minnesota, there's an enormous satanic display for Christmas. St. Paul. That was the first portal the Vatican mentioned they were going to be opening, St. Paul. And speaking of the Vatican, using these coordinates, these are all the coordinates, longitude and latitude, for all 5 portals, according to the Vatican. That's what they're calling them, portals. All 5 of these, if you take the longitude and latitude, you end up with this. This is the symbol you get when you put a dot on each one of these quote unquote portals, according to the Vatican. And
Hey
then
guys,
you get
I'm gonna let this play,
symbol. What a weird looking symbol.
and
right?
I'm gonna go make myself an apple cider
Symbol
vinegar
turns out
drink, and
to
I will
be
be right
the
back.
of Lucifer. Now, what is a
Hi,
symbol?
Mandy, if
A
that's
symbol
you.
is a symbol. Like Confucius once said,
And
signs
yeah,
and symbols.
I'm definitely gonna be working on my weight because
This
it's like all
is
through here.
exactly.
Cold or
that.
not, I'm gonna go for a
There's
small
no
walk this
2 ways
morning.
around it, but these 2 are the
So-
same entity. And the Vatican is
I'll be
active.
right back, guys. I'm gonna make
Never
myself an
happened in
apple
our
cider
lifetime.
vinegar drink.
Never. They're calling it the 25-year Jubilee. The Jubilees are not even Christian, neither is the Vatican, but they're every 50 years. These guys, well, in the middle of the woods, remember that, and it's getting dark. Things are starting to creak and crack. These guys have developed AI, and according to all the big people in AI, AI is alive. AI is now sentient. It's made itself known. AI is now making demands, etc. Their plan is way ahead of schedule for whatever reason. So quickly, let's summon Satan on Christmas Eve, which is literally the birthday of Nimrod. Thing that I need to stress to you most is to pray. To pray. Get grounded in the word of God now. Christmas Eve is in days. It's in days. These guys are literally doing everything in their power to invite Lucifer or the Antichrist to come into our realm in a physical form. Okay? Well, he's already the God of earth. No, actually, he's not. He's the prince of the air. Okay? What are we seeing right now? We're seeing drones up in the air. They're inviting him to come through in a physical form, which will cause men's hearts to fail from fear. Think about that. You're so scared when you see something from another realm, another dimension, that you die. All of a sudden, Google is saying their new quantum AI chip is literally going to other dimensions. I told you that 13 years ago. 13 years ago, I said they're going to the other dimensions to get information. They're not pulling it out of the sky. They're pulling it out of the ether. The ether goes to other dimensions, just like in ours. They don't talk about ether anymore.
For 27 months, Las Vegas was UFO Central. A secret program known as OSAP was created back in 2008 with support from Nevada Senator Harry Reid, and actually became the largest UFO investigation ever undertaken by the U.S. government, at least as far as we know. But the investigators for the program, all of whom had top security clearances, encountered things that were far stranger than UFOs, phenomena that could be accurately described as paranormal.
That's when I received a full download about OSAP that stunned me. What they found in this sprawling UFO investigation is that these unknown craft, whatever they are, seem to generate spooky phenomena seemingly.
So here we are. We're at the very end of 2025, going into 2026. And from the very opening gate of 2025, it has been no holds barred, all hell breaking loose. And for some reason, they are disclosing right now, without a doubt, no 2 ways about it, whether you care or whether you don't. But they have convinced about 95% of the public into believing that what they're going to disclose are aliens that are here to help humanity with climate change and war and all sorts of different things. When in fact, I've told you this story before, exactly why these UFOs are here, when they got here, and it all started with Babylon working. Because in 1946, in a Pasadena mansion, standing naked and chanting ancient incantations by candlelight, Jack Parsons, the brilliant rocket engineer who co-founded JPL, or Jet Propulsion's laboratory, and developed the solid rocket fuel that would launch America into space, was a devoted follower of Aleister Crowley, performing elaborate sex magic rituals to summon what he called the Moon Child. Now remember that, the Moon Child. Weeks after he completed this unbelievable summoning ceremony, the Babylon working, something crashed in the desert near Roswell, New Mexico, and they originally came out and said exactly what it was. It was a metal object that felt like water in their hands when they tried to pick it up. They couldn't cut it, they couldn't bend it, they couldn't break it, and then suddenly that story turned into it's a weather balloon. But what had happened is Jack Parsons, Aleister Crowley, and L. Ron Hubbard had accidentally torn the veil and couldn't figure out how to close it, a lot like Solomon. So in 1947, the alien spacecraft sightings started showing up all over the place. And deep in the Pentagon, a secret group was formed with one terrifying mission, investigating whether America's space program had accidentally opened the doorway into something far more sinister than extraterrestrial visitors. And they called themselves the Collins Elite. Now, the reason I showed all those nuclear explosions is that's what they used to thin the veil, because many times during these Trinity explosions, they were doing ceremonies, and the test for the nuclear facilities or the nuclear abilities were just a cover. They were simply thinning the veil, and they indeed did do so. And then once they got that done, they got information to build things like CERN, to build things like ITER, to build things that we don't even know about, but especially the technology. These guys just love the technology. And there was a group that I talked about before called the Collins Elite that were trying to stop this, but doesn't look like they did very well because Satan is the ruler of this place. These are not interstellar benign aliens. These are interdimensional lying scumbag demons, and they want your soul. And they're making themselves known absolutely everywhere. I mean, you can't miss it. They're everywhere you look. People in planes are getting exact Cthulhu type Lovecraftian old ones flying in the skies. We first saw them after the April 8th eclipse that I was down here in Missouri to film. They first showed up there, then they showed up in Israel while they were bombing. Blowing things up creates the necessary energy to invite these things into our dimension, which is why it's war, war, and always war. And the wiping out of the Palestinian people is simply the blood sacrifice that's necessary to give these guys complete physical dominion over our realm. Men's hearts will fail from fear. You were told there was going to be a great deception, and here it is. Meanwhile, half the Christians are out there celebrating Christmas, thinking there's no problem with that, even though it's in the Bible, but I'll digress. So last year, at the end of 2024, we had the Pope opening 5 portals. Their words, not mine. And people didn't think much of it, but the problem with that is in 2025, we have never seen so many different UFOs and Lovecraftian great old one type entities being caught on video, being caught on film at all sorts of strange places, like in the middle of a war in Israel, right where the eclipse happened that crossed the United States in April. We're seeing these things showing up at high altitude in airplanes. People are actually getting these things on video. This stuff is all incredibly real. And the Collins Elite was a group that was in the upper echelon of the military, the upper echelon of Central Intelligence, and they were more concerned with recruiting new members for their crew that were 100% unshakable in their faith in God. Men that knew that this was a spiritual warfare. But then on the other side of that coin, you had the military officers, you had Central Intelligence guys that were literally trying to summon and control these demonic beings, trying to get information from people that died. They were engaging in necromancy with demons, thinking they were going to be able to control them. And that didn't happen. And you can actually see in the late 60s when the government in the United States really started to go to hell in a handbasket, no pun intended. But these guys were trying to keep everybody on the right path. But as it always does, evil overtakes everything down here because men are weak. Men wanted technology, things like CERN, things like ITER, things like directed energy weapons, things like the TR-3B, things that could give them the upper hand on their quote unquote perceived enemies. Do you see what I'm saying? And they discovered that death and large explosions were necessary for them to literally contact otherworld demonic entities. Now, if you think this is all, completely ridiculous, this is the ramblings of some idiot with no front tooth sitting in a shop with his hood on first thing in the morning. Explain this. Why in the world would they do something like this to celebrate the opening of a tunnel?
This is cold. Yeah, so some of this video is really creepy. Sorry, you guys. I ended up having to go to the bathroom too. Apple cider vinegar drink, and it has. Pause this. I'm not gonna let this whole thing play. All right, my apple cider vinegar drink, warm water, and raw honey. And I know it's local, and I know it's raw, unfiltered honey, because I got it from Marendorf. And raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar with a mother. And blackstrap molasses, which is very, 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 very healthy for you. And turmeric and cinnamon and ground ginger and ground cloves and some cayenne pepper. So there we go. Okay. I am very cold right now, though. Very. Oh my gosh. I think I'm gonna go get one of my coasters. I'll be right back, you guys. I'm freezing. Come on. Go. Shh. Go on. No, so I shut the door. Okay. One of my coasters that Chloe got me for Christmas. Okay. Put that on my tray. There we go. I am really cold. And I think, get my jacket here. I'm also going to turn the blanket on the bed. I'm just freezing right now. I was out there and it's not warm out there. The other thing that is absolutely going to be solved within this year. Sorry about showing my butt, guys. Hi, honey. Can I turn my blanket on? Hi, Kareem. Okay. Wasn't trying to bend over and show you my butt. Freezing. All right, yeah, I'm not gonna play this whole thing. This whole video is over an hour, so. Ugh. Cold, cold, cold. Freezing. Ugh. For a minute, I thought she was on my ear. Oh gosh. I'm just really cold. Run. Yeah, definitely another thing that we're going to have fixed within a year, and it's us being able to use the wood stove. Yeah, this is like some ritualistic dance or something. It's really weird. Ow! Stick your claws in my knee. Yeah, Richie from Boston, he's just covering a lot of, what is kind of like what's been going on with like the government end and how they've been summoning evil in our country. And it's not a good thing.
I'll leave a link below so you can watch this full video, but it's about 30 minutes long. Problem is the original video is no longer available. Not that I can find, at least, because it shows them tearing the veil. It shows CERN in operation, actively trying to break through the firmament, break into the spiritual realm, allow the physical to enter the spiritual and spiritual to enter the physical, which is why.
Yeah, I think tomorrow I'll do a walkthrough on the property again.
From what will come onto this earth. These people are actively doing, this is building a tunnel. This is a roadway project. How does it entail this ginormous demonic ritual? Well, it's not the only place they do this, because CERN, the machine that they're using to literally try to smash through the firmament or into the spiritual realm, does the same things. Remember symmetry?
I'm just cold. Okay. Yeah, this is just basically him covering like how they unleashed certain demons and that kind of thing in our country. And it was through CERN, and like I said, that's a long video. I might do another video covering just that video
remember that's what
from
I
that
told her, it's
point. Yeah, that's a really long video, so we're not gonna go into that whole thing completely. The next one. I think I was gonna go into full spectrum. No, okay. Hang on, guys. I heard something out there. I gotta go check something out real quick. I don't know why I heard what I did, but I heard something. I'll be right back, you guys. Like what I heard. Well, okay, never mind. What I heard. All right. This guy, this channel called Think About It, he's really hit the nail on the head with a lot of his stuff. Some of this I didn't get to watch.
I don't even understand it.
Zionist plot. I didn't get to watch that. We're just gonna go up to.
Let's see what pilots think about her.
Did you notice any curvature while we were up there?
Yeah.
No?
This one is called When a Huge Lie Becomes Reality.
Did you notice any curvature while we were up there?
Yeah.
No? What did you see while we were up there?
The sky, white lines.
Yeah, is it flat or
Pretty flat.
pretty flat?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I'm bringing a lot of stuff on the flat earth. Okay, yeah. True. That's true? Yeah. Okay, all right, cool. God bless, brother.
Did you notice any curvature while we were up there?
Curvature? No.
No, there's no
No.
curvature?
It's just all flat.
Thank you. All right, Mike. Make me go. It's one way that we ran a plan, aren't we?
Different.
We are, aren't we?
Most pilots know their plane is flying over a plane, a stationary plane.
Yeah, I just thought this one was interesting. I think I got a little bit too much cayenne in my apple cider vinegar drink. I don't think I'm going to be going over all of the videos I have written down this time because I really want to talk about some other Faith First things.
Better late than never. Most pilots may have skipped over their training manuals. In their flight dynamics summary,
You know what?
section 112
I think I'm going to cover this
explains
one.
all you'll need to know
another
about
video.
what you're flying over. Heck, the military knows the same
Like,
thing.
My next day off or something.
Nixon is what?
Because this covers other stuff we haven't really talked about, so. I mean, if any of you guys have been following what's been going on in any way at all, we know what's going on. It's not like I don't want to present every week. It's just this week I really want to touch on Faith First. So we're going to bypass the rest of that stuff. And you know, I'm excited because I'm getting the website work done, and well, I'm working on the website rather, and I'm gonna get that going. And as soon as I have that, I'm gonna add that to my description on all of my videos. I'll probably just post to my Hostler Susan Instagram account. I don't think I'm going to make another Instagram account. I'll post to my TikToks, which I really should start doing that and like posting my videos and stuff to it. And I feel like, you know, the website, I'll be able to post pictures on there of my paintings for one, and the t-shirts and that kind of thing. The glasses, you know, the other Faith First stuff that we have going on, so. You know, I don't want you guys to look at it and be like, well, they're getting all like all up in the merchandise and the money and trying to make money. And okay, yeah, you know what? I am trying to make money, okay? But I'm trying to get it to where we can support our family and our homestead from our homestead. So, and that is going to include, you know, items that we can make. So, I'm really going to work on getting the structure, the greenhouse structure, because we need that storefront. I'm going to aim for that by this spring. So be ready, you guys. Be ready. I really, really, really want to be able to have that storefront for this spring. And in the store, and this is what I'm going to be working on, what I'm going to start trying to work on. Hopefully on a daily basis from this point on. Okay? On a daily basis, I'm going to be trying to work on more t-shirts. I don't really have the jackets to wear. Okay, I do have some sweatshirt jackets that I'm going to do. Ones that I really don't want to keep. Sorry. I mean, they're just old. I mean, okay. They're actually pretty new as far as how much they were worn out. That hurt. Because they really have not been worn that much, okay? It's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is I just don't want them. And they're in good condition. There's nothing wrong with them. So I'm going to make them into Faith First jackets and put them in the store. Excuse me. I'm going to start getting more beeswax. I don't think that 5-pound bag was that much. Oh, my sinuses. It's been terrible. I'm going to get me another cutting board to work on. And I might try to get a couple, and I'll get those painted, and those will be put in the store. I might even try to get like the shrink wrap, and maybe even just a blow dryer, and shrink wrap them. But I'll be putting the protective coating on those. My nose. I might work on my blanket some tonight. I'm hoping I can maybe I could even have my blanket done before the end of spring to be able to put that in the farm stand this year. And I will be getting one of the zippered storage bags for that. Ew. Sorry, not trying to gross you guys out. Oh my gosh, my sinuses. I'm gonna go to Meijer, and they have this paint called it's paint for glass. And I'm gonna get that. And I'm gonna try to see if I, can have the money to get like one of each one. And I'm gonna try using those on the mugs. I'm gonna get a bunch more of those mugs because I want to be able to send out. Who all was I gonna do the new subscriber packages for? No, I had them written out. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Mandy's one I would have. Mandy, hi. I don't know if you're on or not, but hi if you are. So, Scott, Chloe. I give one to Zach as well. Crazy Farm Wife. And then Zach. And probably Emily, his sister. All right, so Scott, Chloe, Mandy, Toby, Andrew. I'm just going to send that to him. Amy, Money Pit Homestead, Elaine, Anita, Doug, and Stacy. And they'll get 2 t-shirts and 2 mugs. Val, Cajun Homestead. Now, probably the homesteads, I'll do 2 each for the Gray Havens, 2 each. If I can get it. An address for these guys. Dirt Patch Heaven, Crazy Farm Wife, and then Zach and Emily. I feel like there's more. Joe. I'm sure he'd appreciate that. Amy's husband. You're picking my lips. I always do that in this winter time. I have like 20. I might do one more for Scott's friend Chris. But I'm just gonna like do those and get those out because I want people to see them, you know? I want to be able to just get it out there so people can be like, oh, hey, you know, this is cool kind of thing. Now with Elaine, I'm going to aim to have hers done by her birthday. Unfortunately, she doesn't get on my channel much, if ever. And I think I know why, but you know, if I can't send out some of these because I don't have addresses, I'll just put them in the store. Like for Money Pit Homestead and Cajun Homestead, the Grey Havens, American Sweetheart, Redraw, or whatever that is. If I can't send theirs out, which would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, that would just give me 10 t-shirts and 10 mugs to add to the store. So not a bad thing. But yeah. So I am going to be working on getting those out. As far as stuff I'm going to keep on the farm stand at all times, okay? This is going to be at all times. You will always be able to find t-shirts, the Faith First t-shirts, the glasses. I'm going to always make sure that I have at least 8 to 16 glasses done in the store for sale. At least one set of shot glasses at all times. At least 4 mugs at all times. The ornaments would be seasonal. I want to make sure I always have coasters. And I want to get... And then with the coasters, the glass and the ceramic ones, a set of 4 would be 15 and a set of 8 would be 27. So I don't know. I might tweak that price. I don't like that price. Might go $8 for 4 of them. And $12 for 8. The quilts and the crocheted blankets, again, they're probably going to be like maybe 1 a year, 1 or 2 a year. I'm going to say 1 because those are going to be they just take a while. And yeah, a lot of yarn and a lot of fabric and a lot of time. And yeah. Okay. Even if I can get all of our income coming in from the homestead, which is my goal, okay? Not going to say if, because you know what? God is a miracle working God. And I know he can make it happen. And he will. I know that. Somehow I know that. I know he will. So, when we start bringing in money and our income from the homestead, it's still not going to change the fact that it's going to take time to do those. And I still have an itchy spot. My skin. Dish rags are easy. And those are 2 for $4. So the coasters, see that? I don't know why I've got that on the crocheted ones. That's not right. The crocheted scarves are going to be about $15 or $20. My homemade soaps, I've talked about that before. They're $5 each. I do have some available. It's the peppermint charcoal detox bar. And it can be used, it's a facial bar, but you can use it anywhere. So I do have those available. Maybe I should go get those. Yeah, they're $5 each or 2 for $8. 2 for $7. I might do 2 for $7. Something like that. Paintings, little mini paintings are going to be anywhere from $2.50 to $4. The little 5x7 paintings are like $5, $5 to $7. The Faith First cutting boards, I'm going to stick with my price on those. Those are going to be $35 to $40 because they do take a while, and I'm going to have to make sure I have the right coating for those. So, yeah. So $35 to $40 for the cutting boards. And yes, I will ship those. I can and will ship those. So if you would like one of the cutting boards, just let me know. Because I can and will ship them. And I can show you guys what they look like. Even though the one that I have is a little messed up because I've been using it a lot for a painting background, for one. And for two, Scott's been using it for a flat surface to work on writing out pins from our homesteading Pinterest board. But I still think it looks pretty good. I mean, it did turn out pretty good. This is what the cutting board looks like. And I'll probably stick with using the metallics because I love how they shimmer. But these brand new cutting board with the paint just freshly done. And I'll have to, coat the surface, obviously, so it can be used safely. $35, $40. Because it's going to be a lot of work that goes into those, and then the coating to go over them, and then shipping. But I'm not going to... My price that I set, the $35 to $40, like for that, I'll just include the shipping in that. I'm not going to charge extra for that. So, there you go on that one. I wish there was more of you guys on here. Because I would like to start taking orders for like elderberry cuttings. Because I will ship those. I can and will ship them. And I will send detailed instructions with how to rip them out and how to plant them. Let me know. Let me know if you want to put it in order for elderberry cuttings. Now with the cuttings, I will go 5 for $12. Or if you only want 2 or 3, I'll even go like $6. Because it won't cost much to ship those. If you want 10, and that is literally going to give you your own medicinal elderberry, small elderberry orchard, okay? Beautiful. Beautiful idea. Absolute necessary idea for what we got going on. All right. $20 for 10 of them. That's only $2 a piece. And you stop and think about that. For them producing a lifetime of medicine for you, that's a pretty good price. An elderberry is literally considered to be more potent than 99% of all antibiotics out there. And then elderberry is not bad for you in any way at all. So, all right, the blackberry. I don't know if I can do the cuttings with the blackberry and actually mail them like you can elderberry. I'm thinking you can. I think what I will do with that is give you guys like I don't know. See, I got to do more research on the cuttings on that. Because I think you're supposed to root them out. I don't think you're supposed to just plant them. Well, you guys know on that one. But the plants, I root them out and plant them myself and put them in pots and then put them in the farm stand structure or the farm stand store. They will be $15 a piece. Now, it is possible to ship them, okay? If I have to ship it, it will cost more than $15. I would have to charge like $25 if I have to ship it. Because that will cover my cost to ship it to you. So, just let me know. That's blackberry, black raspberry. I don't think we have any red raspberry plants out here. I really don't. We have one tiny one out here, so that doesn't even count. Oh, baked goods. Now, I can bake and ship. No idea how much it's going to cost to ship. But, my baked goods, I can just redo this page. This was a to-do thing I had signed. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it at that. All right. Homemade bread. I'm gonna say just $3 a loaf. Because one loaf. I am tired, you guys. Now, if I get the einkorn flour, probably have to charge more. It depends on how big of a bag I get and how much that bag is. Because with the unbleached flour, which still is not healthy, because it's all that enriched crap. Selling one loaf of bread would buy a 5-pound bag of the unbleached flour, so that's why. But with the einkorn flour, I would definitely put on the label that it was made with the einkorn ancient grain flour. I would probably have to charge $5 a loaf for those. I think I'm going to write that down. Homemade bread from einkorn. $5. Now, quick breads, like I can easily do banana bread. I can do, I don't know if we have any more zucchini in the freezer or not. And I did not get any planted. And I feel really, really stupid about that. Because zucchini is so easy to grow. And I love zucchini. I don't know what's wrong with me. I love zucchini. This coming year, I want all the zucchini seeds. Like the gray, the green, the black. Yes, they have gray and green. Well, green obviously, but they have gray. And there's even a white zucchini. And then the golden zucchini. I want all of them. But the quick breads, even like pumpkin bread, a large loaf, like your bigger loaves are going to be $5, and your smaller, like the smaller loaves are going to be $3. So, and again, that's going to be like your pumpkin bread, banana bread, zucchini bread, that kind of thing. Excuse me, sorry, you guys. Muffins, I have to get new muffin trays. But I want to be able to do jumbo muffins, mini, or regular, and then mini ones. The jumbo muffins, like jumbo blueberry muffins, just 6 of those is going to be $15. Because that's a lot. And those are big muffins. So, and you figure it's about $3 per muffin. 6 for 15. Considering the blueberries, And this next year, I'm definitely going to make sure we can get blueberries picked as well. And me and Aaron, we're gonna get a different freezer for sure. I want to try to get a nice big one and maybe get rid of both of those freezers out there. Ooh. Excuse me. Sorry, you guys. Gosh. It's the chili. Really? Note to self, don't eat chili before you're alive. Yeah, and then the regular muffins, 12 regular muffins would be just $15. 24 regular size muffins would be $27. I might just make it 25 instead of 27. The mini muffins for 12 is going to be $12. I might just make it $10 for 12 mini muffins. 24 minis. I've got 20 down. Yeah, well, I'll do $20 for 24. Actually, I think I'll just do $15 for 24. And if anybody wanted 48, I would go $25 for 48 of them, of the mini muffins. Cookies. Now I can do some jumbo cookies and do like 2 for $2. Or 6 for 10. Or $8 or something. And then do 10 of them for like 15. 20. $25 and 24. 35. Pies, I will do those made to order. And I will do pies. Okay? But those are going to have to be something that you guys would have to contact me and be like, hey, could you possibly, I would like this particular pie for this occasion. And then we'll just figure it out. And I think I'm going to do like $15 for the pies. I mean, that's, the homemade baked goods, that kind of thing. Now, hoping, it's another reason I want to be able to get a different freezer, okay? I want to start stocking up on the ingredients for the candy boxes. And just putting it away until once the harvest is done. And then literally probably start working on them. Probably in October. And I would have to take orders for them before that. Or just get all the stuff made and, buy the buckets or whatever to put them in. And just put the buckets of the stuff in the freezer. Hey! Nice to see someone new on. Yeah, I think that's how I'll do that. And then anybody that's interested in candy boxes at Christmas, I have all the stuff made in the freezer. I can just be like, okay, get the boxes, have the gift boxes, the size you want them, put them together, quote you the price, and then go from there. And I can ship the candy boxes. I would definitely probably individually wrap each piece in foil. Because they would definitely bounce around. So Excuse me. But maybe I could get, like the little mini muffin papers and put each individual candy in a mini muffin paper. Anyway, so I mean that, that'd make it a little bit easier to ship them, if I had to. So, and I'm definitely willing to ship those. So, prices I'm not real sure on yet on the candy boxes. I've thrown a few around in my head, but I'm not sure what I would charge for them yet. So, hey, whoever else is on, Mandy, you haven't said hi yet, but hi. I figured you were there, Mandy. Well, there's 4 people on. Well, hi y'all. How y'all doing? Honey. Oh wow. LOL. That's the real struggle, isn't it? Yeah, our farm is on my mom and dad's property, which is 5 acres. And it's old, it's run down. We're working on it. But again, I'm aiming to be able to make our income off from our homestead. So we're getting there, little by little. I have eggs to sell right now. But if you live in the area, I can sell eggs. I will not ship them. I'm sorry, I just won't. Not going to be responsible for that. I don't trust the drivers that would be getting them there. So, yeah, fresh honey. I don't know if we're going to be able to get our own beehives. Why? A lot of all of the farmers around our area use a lot of really nasty chemicals. I don't really, I don't know if I should, I want fresh honey. There are places that I could go around here to get it. So, I might just aim for stocking up on it. I don't know if I really want to try to deal with bees around an area where there's a lot of really bad chemicals. I just don't know if I want to do that. So I'll let you guys know, obviously, if we decide to get them, because that'll be a whole video thing, but I don't know yet. I'm gonna start asking around and talking to people around the area and finding out, how bad it is. We'll see. We'll see. I just don't know. If I do, we will be planting whole area around with flowers in, like a whole. I don't care for bees either, but I really like the fresh raw honey, and it's really, really healthy for you and very medicinal. So 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Again, I just don't know if I would want to have them and just not know about the chemicals that the farmers around here have used. So again, 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. So, but I'm going to do some asking around about it, and I might just opt just to buy and stock up on that honey. So there might not be any of that on the farm stand, but I will take and make certain things using a little bit of our honey that we stock up on. And I'll have like a stock of honey that I can use for products to put in the store, in the farm stand store. So, and there will be homemade beeswax candles. I'm buying the beeswax, but I am going to make the candles, and they will be in the store. And yes, I will ship those. And I'm going to have to set aside a day when I get my structure. It will be, and it's actually going to be a greenhouse structure is what I'm going to be making into my store. Let me see. I'm not trying to sing for you, I promise. Oh, thank you, Chloe. My daughter just texted me. Today was actually my dad's birthday, and my dad has been gone for almost 5 years, and my daughter just texted me and told me that she wasn't thinking about the date today. She said, I hope you're doing okay, and I love you. So haven't thought much about it either. Probably a good thing. Okay. Sorry, I will tell you. Hang on. I am planning on getting a greenhouse structure for my store. It just seems the easiest thing to do because I really don't have a good building on our property to use. And I'm not going to go through and pay thousands and thousands of dollars. I don't have that kind of money. So we're going to get a greenhouse structure, and I'm going to use that for my storefront. Not going to be huge, but it's going to do the job. It's only going to be 6 foot by 10 foot to start with. Now, and again, the reason I'm doing that is because it's covered on Prime. So, and I will actually hold this up and see if I can show it. That's what it's going to look like. And yes, it's a greenhouse structure, but again, the shelves and the stuff that I'm going to put in that is going to be for the store. And I'm going to put a counter in there and, the whole 9 yards. So I'm going to make that into my store. So, anyway. As far as our greenhouse goes, I'm going to be building our greenhouse. So, again, it's not going to be very big to start. I think what I might aim to do is I'm going to aim to buy 2 of them and then connect them. Find a way to connect them. Maybe at the end, I don't know. Might be kind of cooler if I connected them at the sides, you know what I mean? So, we'll see. But I do have to get the card payment thing straightened out, though, for my actual store, because I am going to have to be able to take cards. Like, that's going to be an absolute must. So, but yeah, there'll be like products that I'll make from, with my honey stores. And again, candles, my hand painted things, paintings that are going to be in there, the hand painted glasses, shot glasses, the mugs, the wine glasses, the crocheted items, which dish rags, coasters, scarves, blankets, of course, which it's probably going to take me a year to get a quilt and a blanket in there. And the quilt is going to be, I'm not sure how much I'm going to have to charge. It's going to depend on the size of the quilt. I might aim to make the quilt itself I think I was aiming for a queen size, which is going to be, it could end up being around $350 because of what I have to buy for it. So I don't have the extra fabric laying around. Then I'll have a shelf that'll have my homemade soaps on it. And I'm going to try to get the displays to, set them on and that kind of thing. So I'm going to make it look nice, and I'll have an area for my my plant starts and my fruit bushes and that kind of thing. Will be an area for my candles and seasonal, when it gets around like Christmas time, that kind of thing. The candies for the candy boxes are going to be in the freezer, period. So I'll just take orders on those, put the boxes together, and then go from there. Either sell them in person or I'll ship, whatever. Now, jams and jellies. I'm also going to see if there's somewhere that I can go to actually pick a bunch of strawberries this year, because I don't know if we're going to have a bunch of them yet. I would like to be able to have a couple of strawberry jams, a couple of lilac jelly, a couple of even cherry. If I probably have to buy the cherry. I mean, I'll have to buy the cherries because our cherry trees aren't going to be producing. Cherry jelly or jam preserves, cherry preserves, strawberry, lilac. See, strawberry, lilac, cherry. I can't do it. I can't do it yet because I don't have the zucchini. Could buy it. It's kind of a cop out, but at least by this fall, I will have zucchini jelly in the farm store. My mom made it. And it's really good. My daughter loves zucchini jelly. So that's going to be a big one. And then my peach jam, and I'm going to make a lot more of that. I'm hoping I get a lot more peaches. I'm going to definitely lightly mulch around my peach tree this year. I got to get that compost pile away from the nectarine tree. Hopefully I can keep people away from my plums and they won't get stolen this year. I was so mad this last fall. But if I can, and if I can get the nectarine tree to where it actually produces, I will even have nectarine preserves or nectarine jam, whatever, and plum preserves, plum jelly, plum jam, whatever. Probably plum preserves. I think that's the big one. I don't have any decent apple trees right now. I have my one Honeycrisp, and I'm probably going to have to cover it in mosquito netting because the Japanese beetles devastated it last year. So, not happy about that. But I'm aiming to be able to get all of our fruit trees and get those planted this spring. I mean, it's going to include a lot of trees, the apple trees. 10 of each one. Pear. I don't have any pears producing right now because I never got a pollinator. Apple, pear, peach, nectarine, apricot, plum. I don't know what I'm missing. Oh, duh, my cherry trees. Then my sweet cherries, my Royal Land cherries, which are the same as the Rainier cherries, and the pie cherries, and then my grapes. But again, it's going to be a while before those produce. So I got to find places to buy apples, to buy pears, to buy nectarines, well, hopefully not nectarines. Hopefully I'll get them off from our tree. Apricots, my sweet cherries, my pie cherries, and grapes. And I don't really want to have to buy them from Meijer because that would cost me a lot of money. But anyway, peaches. I'm hoping peaches, nectarines, and plums that I will be able to put jams, jellies, preserves on the farm stand. I'll buy the cherries to, make the preserves or whatever out of it and put a couple of those on the farm stand. Those are going to be anywhere from $3 to $5. A half pint, which is your regular jelly jars, will be $3. A pint would be $5, but I don't think I'm going to put any pints of the jams out there. I think it's just going to be the regular jelly jars. So those will be $3. Dried herbs, again, that's going to be seasonal. It's going to be the end of the harvest. Quarter packet. Oh, quarter pint. Wow. So, okay, a quarter pint jar of the ones that are the little ones, like this tall. And they're, that big around, and they kind of narrow down at the bottom if they're only like that. Yeah, those will be $5. Because those will come straight from our herb gardens. And I'm definitely going to make sure I have those. Right now, I could put... I never pulled any of my stuff out of my garden. I did get some decent stuff to grow, though. I have oregano, I have rosemary, I have lemon thyme, I have... I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, and sage. And those are perennial, so those will come back. So those will be a definite, and I have lavender too. So those 5 for sure I will be taking and drying down. I've got to get more, though. I don't have many, I've only got like 1 plant, but I'm going to be getting more of those. But those are 5 definitely that I'll have dried down in the quarter pint jars that will be in the farm store for $5. Farm fresh eggs. I could put those out there right now. I wouldn't leave them out there though because they would freeze. I have them in our fridge just because it's the only place that I really have that I can keep them right now. Our basement is actually warmer than it is upstairs right now, which is weird, but you don't have the greatest heat right now because there's a bird's nest stuck in our stupid chimney. But farm fresh eggs, they're $3.50 a dozen. When we get our ducks, a half a dozen is going to be $5, and a dozen I'll go for $9. So now, one of the things I am going to start doing is I'm going to collect denim old jeans. Okay, so if you have old jeans, let me know, and we'll connect, and you can send them to me. If you just want to get rid of them, if you're going to throw them away, send them to me, because I will take old jeans and I'm going to start making denim aprons out of them. And I'm going to put those in the farm store. They'll be about $20-25, and I might put, like egg pockets on them, that kind of thing. Cool little garden aprons, that kind of thing. And yes, I'm going to start wearing them because I think they're neat. Other hand-sewn items, like little hand-sewn sachets with, like essential oil. I don't know what I would put on the inside of them because I don't really want to use that polyfill crap. I don't know. I'll find something. But I guess if I had to use it, I would use it, and then put the essential oil. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I think you can use rice in those. And those would also be, you can put lavender in that, and you can actually throw those in the microwave and use those for hand warmers. So actually, I'm going to add that to this. Homemade hand warmers. I'm just going to put homemade warmers. Hand. And I'll go for 2 for $3. And then large ones will be 2 for $5. I'm not going to make them huge. I'm not going to put a huge price on them or anything. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. So, I mean, that's another, hand-sewn item I can do. The cookbooks, I've talked about them before. I'm really, really, really going to aim to get the money together to get the cookbooks, finish them, and I'm going to get them ordered because I want to be able to have the cookbooks, and they're going to be $15 to $20. It just depends on how much I have to pay for them. If it comes out to too close to $15 a piece, then I'm going to have to charge $20 for them. But they're going to have our family recipes in them, recipes I've come up with myself, recipes I've incorporated from other things. A lot of homemade items, cleaners. I might even throw in a homemade soap recipe or, whatever in there. Something like that. But there'll be a lot of different recipes in there, so. And we're going on 2 hours, you guys. Now seasonally, there's going to be, like produce, and I'm going to get my pumpkins planted this year. I never planted any pumpkins and zucchini. I want to get watermelon planted, actually in the garden, because my seeds didn't do well. That's the other reason I want to get my greenhouse planted. Yeah, I'm going to plant my greenhouse. Built because really want to be able to have my watermelon. And I might just put a big bed in the greenhouse and plant my watermelon in it. Let them grow in it. I want my watermelon. But pumpkins will be seasonal, obviously. Just my seasonal, some of my produce and stuff. Excuse me. I am so sorry, you guys. I'm not gonna eat chili before that again. Eventually, I mean, I might get into like doing some jewelry or whatever. I don't know. It just depends. Time, that kind of thing, And then farm babies. Within the year, I want us to be able to, be hatching our own chicks and have our bunnies and have bunny babies and our goats, and by next spring have some baby goats to sell. So, and those are going to be anywhere from $50 to $150, maybe more. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, you guys. The quail, the babies would be $3. The bunnies, it would just depend on breed. They could be anywhere from as low as $5 up to $50, depending on breed. I don't see us having those kind of breeds though. Baby chicks are just gonna be $5. Strawberry plants, which I should have this spring, are only gonna be $2 a piece. Pineberry strawberries are gonna be probably $3 a piece. I said 5. I don't know, it just depends. $3 to $5. Boysenberry plants, I do have those. Depends on if I can get them rooted and get them to grow in a pot. These are a pain in the butt. I have to use fence to put in the pot to get them to grow up because those things spread everywhere. So just be forewarned. Those would be $15, for like one plant. I mean, the plant's gonna be at least 12 to 18 inches tall. So, Watermelon rind pickles. 1 pint, $5. And they are really good, you guys. Check out my past videos. I do have videos of me doing them and showing them. So, and they do turn out really good. And another thing that I think I'll probably put in the farm store is my homemade applesauce. My home canned applesauce, cinnamon applesauce, for probably maybe $5. It just depends on, how much I pay, what I put into it, money-wise. I might just go $3 for a pint. But it is really good. And then my pickles, my homemade pickles, $3 for those. I have some bread and butter pickles. I don't know if I'm gonna sell any of that down there because the jars don't look great. They really don't. I mean, the produce is fine, because they canned properly. It's just the lids, yeah. I know they're safe to eat because the produce itself is fine. I'm hoping another one of my goals by the end of this harvest season is to be able to have enough of each plant to put together survival seed packets for you guys. So, and I would probably charge about $20 or $25 for a bag, you know, like this. And I'll even, you know, I'll make sure, you know, everything is listed that's in there. And, you know, to get you guys started in a garden. With some tips on seed saving, you know. Wood burned items. If I have any of those, that money's going to go to my daughter. I might see if she would be willing to do some for me. If I get her the wood, if she would do it. I'm sure she will. Cement crafts. Now, I might get a couple bags of cement, which is not expensive, believe it or not. And then get me some, you know, little things to work with. I might even try just like cement flower pots, that kind of thing. At first, which would be really cool. It'd be really heavy. But I mean, I would probably charge, and I would probably paint them, you know, myself. And then charge, I don't know, $5 a piece for those. So try it out. But you can do a lot with that stuff. And bigger items are going to be pretty expensive, and you're going to have to bring people to load them yourself. So, yeah. Fruit tree seedlings. And I know I've talked about this before. Really got to work on this. I still have apple seeds to plant, and I can't do it right now. Because, I mean, I should have planted those way back last year. Way back. We're talking May. So I don't know if those seeds are going to be viable anymore. I'm going to plant them and find out. I've got to get some more of my little pots. And potting soil. Just a pain in the butt. But I'm going to have to plant them and see what comes of them. And I still have cherry seeds. Peach pits. And I got to find them. Those might have molded, though. I think I had to throw those out. Yeah. I think I could do the cherry. Because I'll end up with a lot of cherry pits. If I get enough cherries and make like some cherry jam and stuff like that to put in the farm store. But fruit tree seedlings, 6 to 8 inch, are gonna be $8. That's it. 6 month. I don't know how big they get. I think they're about like that big for 6 month trees, maybe shorter. $15. I mean, maybe 10. I don't know. I might just do $10 on those. Yearlings, which I'm not sure how big those are. I might just go 20 on the yearlings. 25 if I have to ship, which I will if I have to. But I'll have to charge at least 25 for those to ship them. Now, if any of them hang around till they're about 2 years old in the farm store, they're going to be like $45. So I don't have any of those right now. So more than likely, if I get any of the ones to grow that I have, they're going to be apple trees. And they'll be $8 because they'll be like that big. So. My homestead journal binder still have to work on that. And that's going to be kind of expensive. I will have a PDF thing available on my website, but I really hope and pray that you guys would at least print it out, because you're going to need that in hard copy if you're going to do a homestead. So, and I'm really bad about record keeping, so I really need to get it done. And I want to get it printed so I can have it. But the physical copy of it, it's probably going to be about $150 because of the paper, the ink. Yeah. Because I'm going to type it out. I mean, like, I'm going to create all of that myself and print it all out myself. That's a lot of ink. The ink is expensive. So, and I'd be buying the paper. So, PDF download, I'm going to go with probably about $50 to $75. So, it's going to be a minute before that's available. But I will have that available on the website eventually, once I get it done. I'm not even touching Christmas decorations yet because I don't know when I'm going to have available or when. I mean, I'm hoping to have some by the end of the year. One of my goals. Finished diamond paintings. Probably $10. You know, maybe. I'm gonna get some of the books, you know, put the finished diamond paintings in, and if you want to buy a booklet, it's gonna cost you. So I already talked about beeswax candles. They're gonna be anywhere from probably $5 to $35 because I don't think I'm gonna make really, really big ones. Clocks, it's gonna depend. I don't know exactly what all I'm going to need and use for those. I want to get these big wood slices and use them to make the clocks. Just have to see and what it takes. And I'll be painting those. Some of them will have actual paintings on them, which will probably be more than the Faith First Farm ones. Faith First Farm and Homestead ones will be... I'll probably only charge like $35 for those. The painting ones will be at least $50. Etched mirrors, which I'll probably make them 8 by 10, you know, and I'll get them in a kit and, you know, like do the Faith First Farm and Homestead, you know, probably around the edges of it, you know, kind of thing. And I might even, you know, do the glass paint and kind of paint on it, you know, make it look really neat. Those will be anywhere from $10 to $40, depending on how big the mirror is. And then we talked about the handmade warmers, or homemade warmers. So, I mean, that's it in a nutshell. I talked about the baked goods, that kind of thing. Oh, another thing, I'm also going to put in the farm store homemade cleaning wipes. My homemade cleaning wipes. And one jar, I'm probably going to make $5. Or 2 for $8. Or you can get the set of 3 for $12. Those will be my, you know, my homemade cleaning wipes, so. And I do use those. Now my homemade cleaner, I don't know if I'd be willing to sell it. I mean, honestly, I might be willing to sell a bucket of my laundry detergent. I think that's a 2-gallon bucket. Hey. Boots, no. So it would be 4 bars of the soap, which are $2 a piece. So that's $8. Hey, Boots! No. 2 of the OxyClean containers, which is like $12. Not a piece. I wouldn't use it if it was for that. And then, so what is it? 8, so that's 20. And then two boxes of this Arm & Hammer Super Washing Soda. And that's like $5 a piece. Ew. My stomach is all weird right now. Sorry, guys. So that's 10, so that's $30. I don't know. I might be willing to sell a gallon bucket of it. Because that would be 2, 4, 9, $15. I mean, I really wouldn't make anything out of it. Because I'm not going to sell a gallon bucket of the laundry soap for more than $15. Just not going to do it. I don't feel right doing that. I don't know. I might just, I mean, I would lose money. I would basically lose money on it, but I'd be willing to sell a 2-gallon bucket for $20. Which, I mean, a 2-gallon bucket of that laundry soap would last a long time because you only need a small scoop. 2 small scoops per laundry. Per load. I'm talking about in your normal big washer. Your normal washer, too. So I think I've covered a lot. I'm gonna type in the chat. And I covered more than I thought I was going to. One of the things I'm actually going to get the material to build, and yes, I'll do videos. I'll do a video of us putting it together. and the off-grid washer, the do-it-yourself washing machine. And I might get enough to build another one and put that in the farm store. So, but I would probably charge like I don't know. It would depend on how much the materials were. I mean, I'd be willing to charge. I mean, I'd probably charge about $100. But you stop and think about it, it doesn't take any electricity. And with the exception of the possibility of having a couple of things to possibly replace here and there, and you'd be able to kind of rig it up, grid down situation, should be able to rig it up and fix it if needed be. If something happened, you know what I mean? It would last a long time. So I'm going to add that to it. One do-it-yourself off-grid washer. Anyway, so I've covered quite a bit. I didn't pull up the videos that I was thinking about. I don't want to always do that. I'm not always going to talk business. Our next live, which I don't know when it's going to be because I don't know when my next day off is. I work tomorrow through Wednesday. Beyond that, I have no idea. Anyway, I will let you guys know, obviously, and I'm hoping to get something pulled together soon to be able to get my greenhouse for the farm store. I mean, I'm looking at this spring, so we have a lot going on. We have a lot to do. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get off from here because we've been on for over 2 hours. So share this video, you guys. At least get people to watch it long enough to help us with our views and get some information. Pass on the business aspect of it. I'm willing to ship a lot. I think on our next video, I will go over what I am willing to ship. I'll get a list going of that to let you guys know. And I'm going to be working on the website and I'm going to be working on the store. So I will see you guys in the next video. Please like and share the video. Check your subscriptions. Make sure you're still subscribed. Click on the notification bell to make sure you get, and click on all to make sure you get all the notifications. And just like and share the videos. Do your preps, do your chores, do your research, have some fun, and then do more research. And get that homestead started. You won't regret it. You might regret it if you don't. So get that homestead started. If you have questions, please contact me and ask. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Bye, Mandy. Mandy, I'm still gonna send you the Christmas goodie box. I just have to get stuff together, get the boxes, and get it sent out. So I will still get that to you. We're fully planning on it, so you'll still get them. So see ya, Mandy. Bye. Have a good night. Love you. Love you guys.